All right, you've had time to work on this. So I'm not going to go as slow as if we were working this together because clearly you've had time to look at each and every one of these problems. And so I'm going to move what I think to be pretty quickly. And for some of you, I might be moving entirely way too fast, and I apologize if that's the case. But I feel like most of you would probably have a pretty good grip on this. Okay, so we're basing all this off the idea of if this first statement is true, that's the one we're paying attention to right here, okay? And we're basing, and so then we're just trying to figure out, are the rest of these true or false? Okay, well, we look at this first one. 8x is equal to 5y. Well, all they did is cross multiply, so that would absolutely be true. Next one, number 8. It says 5x is equal to 8y. Now that's weird because then with that one, they multiplied across this way, and that you can't do, so that one would be false. Okay, you can't do that. You can't just multiply however you feel like with whatever you feel like. Okay, next it says y is to x the same way 8 is to 5. Well, what did they do there? Well, they just flipped both sides. They inverted both sides. We said that is completely doable, so that's true. Number 10, x is to 5 the same way that y is to 8. And that one, they're just looking at it sideways. X is to 5 the same way y is to 8. So that's true. The next one says x is to 8 the same way y is to 5. Now, that's not true. X has no relationship with 8. You can cross multiply and go x times 8 is equal to 5 times y, but you can't say x is to 8. 8 is not on the top, nor is it in the same fraction as x. And so that one is definitely not true. That one is false. Okay, and then we have x plus y over y equals 13 over 8. You might say, well, that one looks familiar. I remember that one. Well, yeah, I pulled some of them off here. I apologize that there's repetition. Okay, and that one's clearly true. Okay, we added on both sides, we added both the top and bottom. Okay, the next one says x over y is equal to 10 over 16. Again, we've seen that one before. Apologize. True. This next one, we've seen that one before. X over 2y is equal to, excuse me, 5 over 4. And that doesn't make sense because on the bottom of the left side, we doubled it, but on the bottom of the right side, we cut 8 in half to get down. So that one is false. And lastly, what about this? This is probably the toughest one on the page. X over x minus y is equal to 5 over 3. And I think you can go either way on this one. A lot of people are going to think right. A lot of people are going to think wrong. That one is false. And here's why. Because to be true, it would have to be 5 is as 5 minus 8. And 5 minus 8 is negative 3, not positive 3. Now, if I spin these two numbers around, the 8 and the 5, well, then I would get positive 3. But that would be like spinning these two around. And since those aren't spun around, I can't spin the other one around. So this is false. Okay, next set. These I'm going to zip through pretty quickly. You had the opportunity to do the algebra kind of slowly, so hopefully you can kind of track with me. But I'm going to say this one, across multiply, we get 3x is equal to 36, so therefore x is 12. Next one, you cross multiply, you get 11x is equal to, what, 132, so therefore x is equal to 12. Wow, 2 for 2. Next one, we cross multiply, you get 2x is equal to, what, 66, so therefore x is equal to 33. For number 19, cross multiply, we get that 5x is equal to 21. And while that might seem ugly, you just get that x is equal to 21 fifths. And you go, what is 21 fifths? Well, it's the same thing as 4.2, but I'm fine with 21 fifths. The next one, hey, this might look familiar. Hopefully you did it right this time. So you get x times x gives me x squared is equal to 64. So you know that x is equal to plus or minus 8. Next one, you cross multiply, you get that 3x is equal to 88. You go, well, 88 is not divisible by 3. Who cares? X is equal to 88 thirds. All right, and then the last three are probably the most complicated. But the first one, you cross multiply, you get 4x is equal to, make sure I distribute on the other side, 3x plus 6. Subtract the 3x, and I get that x is equal to 6. Next one, cross multiply, you get that 7x is equal to 5x plus 5. Again, make sure you distribute that 5. Subtract, and you get that 2x is equal to 5. So therefore, x is equal to 5 halves, or 2.5. And lastly, you can say that 3x is equal to 5x plus 1. Subtract the 5x, and we get negative 2x is equal to 1. I'm such a liar. Man, did you see how I'm moving too fast and I just butchered this problem? I was already looking at other things. I didn't distribute. You got to do 5 times x and 5 times the 1. So this would be 3x is equal to 5x plus 5. Subtract the 5x from both sides. You get negative 2x is equal to 5. Divide both sides by negative 2, and you get x is equal to negative 5 halves, or negative 2.5. Okay, and then these are, compare the shorter to the longer. Pretty simple. 25 feet to 70 feet. So you say 25 feet to 70 feet. The feet cancel out. So you get 25 to 70. 5 goes into each one of those. It goes into 25 5 times, goes into 40 14 times. So 5 to 14. Next one, you get 12 centimeters to 8 centimeters, which is the same thing as 12 to 18. And then 12 to 18, 6 goes into each one of those. 6 goes into 12 2 times, goes into 18 3 times. And lastly, this one was a little bit sneaky. 21 inches is to 3 feet. 3 feet is the same thing as 36 inches. 3 goes into the top and bottom. So that would become 7 over 12. I took out the inches. Okay, last two problems say, hey, if 3x is equal to 8y, then x over y would be equal to what? Now, I'm guessing a lot of people might have made a mistake and said 3/8 because they see the 3 and they see the 8, they see the x, they see the y. But all I got to do is go back and cross multiply. So this would give me x times 8 and y times 3, and that's not what I have. So I know I must have this wrong. I got it flipped over. So this should be 8 to 3. Now cross multiply and check it. 3 times x, 8 times y. Good. Next one says, if A is to 7, the same way B is to 13, then A over B, well, all they're doing is looking at it sideways. A is to B the same way 7 is to 13. All right. I hope that made sense. I'm going to have a little bit more practice and homework for you. Good luck. Work well. And hopefully see you soon.